Hey, it's Bitty Penny. Welcome to my channel. I just thought I'd pop on here for a minute and say good morning this way today. And then I'll turn the camera down and we'll get to work. Don't mind all of this mess. I need to get my craft room back in order, you guys. But I hope you're doing well. And I just wanted to say hello face to face this morning. Happy December, everybody. I'm gonna, in the meantime, get my computer turned on. Good morning, Vicky. How are you? Welcome, welcome. I hope you guys are doing well. Miss Vicky, I hope you're doing well. I'm running a little late today. I could have kept sleeping. I could have slept. Okay, let me turn the camera around. Let me get you all set up. Hi, Rhonda Lane. Is that Rhonda Lane? Hi, Rhonda Lane. There we go. I wanted to do it in a way you wouldn't get dizzy. Just a moment of FaceTime this morning. All right. We are going to make a sheet load today. And the sheet load, because I make it in 5x7, then we can also turn those into, oh goodness, I'm trying to get to the all messages. There we go. I want to be able to see everybody. You can make them into journals if you want, little 5x7 journals. So let me pull out one. I don't know if we'll do that today, but I'll pull out an example. We did these somewhat recently. We made one together recently. Oh my goodness. It was the Santa card that we made together and watercolored it and everything, but it's a 5x7 card. But I did end up cutting down paper to put inside of it just to make a small journal. So you can do the same thing with a sheet load, and you can make an A2 version. And it could be a small journal as well. But here is my sheet load for this month, using the same stamp set, just a different version. So I did Santa's. So we could definitely, you could definitely put paper inside here and make it a little journal. If it wasn't for this knot and this sari silk, this would probably mail just like a regular card. It might need one additional stamp for extra ounce, but it's not, it potentially could just go without this, it could go in a regular envelope. All right, but what we're going to do today is play with that same one. Hi, Bethany. Hi, Sala. Hi, Linda. Hi, Beth. Hey, Angie. Hi, Jim. Hi, Cindy Watson. Oh my goodness, good to see you all. Okay, so the first set of cards I showed you guys, I was using this stamp set right here, which is called Christmas Wishes. It's from IOD. That's Iron Orchid Designs. It's these huge 12x12 stamp sets, and they come with mask. So reusable mask, which is really nice. But this was Christmas Wishes, so that was the Santa, the two Santa images from there. I love these other ones too. I've used the tree as well, so, and I've used this. So there's only a few that I haven't used yet this year. These plus Desiree's release are my only Christmas purchases this year, and Desiree sent me hers. But this is my only purchases for Christmas this year. So this is Sugar Plum, and this is the one I want to use today. We're going to do Nutcracker versions of the Sheetload. And so I love the Mouse King down here and the Nutcrackers and the little girl. There's a much bigger tree. So if we're going to make a Sheetload, we better get busy, huh? Now, I need to figure out what paper I'm using because the paper that I use will inform my color choices for how I color these up. So I need to pick my paper. Good morning, Miss Judy from cold Wisconsin. Ooh, I bet it is cold. Oh my goodness. I saw this video yesterday of the Great Lakes. Let's see, which one was it? Superior Lake, I believe. And it looked like the ocean. Its waves were so huge. By the way, before we dive into this, I brought my birds in here to show you guys. I've been doing a bird challenge from Miss Charlotte. I shared her channel and everything with you guys. Last time I told you on December 1st I would be painting birds and still lifes. Remember we made that choice? Well, you were here when I made that decision of combining those two. She's from Blue Shine Art Studio here on YouTube. And I was trying to find her where I wrote down her name because it kind of helps sometimes to see it. There it is. Charlotte Hamilton at Blue Shine Art. Okay. So anyways, I've been painting my birds. This is day 1. And this one is from Spain. And so I looked up the Spanish flower. The national flower for Spain is a red carnation. I love carnations. They smell so good and they last so long. So that's these are on 4x6 watercolor paper, by the way. And I painted all of these in gouache. Hi, Jason. Good morning. And so this was Carolina, Spain. This is Bavaria, Germany is for this one. And what I'm trying to do is incorporate textiles and or flowers from the country that we're finding the birds from. And so this is the black-billed magpie. And this is, I'm not going to remember all their names, so I have to write it down. The Eurasian blue tit, commonly found in urban areas of Bavaria. Such a little cutie. And then this is the saffron finch. Yeah, saffron finch. And I did go ahead because I painted these so tiny. So this is like a birthday party in Lima, Peru. And I looked up their cakes. This is you've got to look up this cake, by the way. You got to Google it. It's a peppa cake from Lima, Peru. They look amazing. So I put a peppa cake in the scene and some streamers and a whole bunch of saffron finches. But then I also painted one off to the side because these were just so much a part of the scene or whatever. And then this is today. This is a red crusted pochard. I'm sure I'm butchering that. But this is back to Bavaria. And look at the little cat resting under the table. I had to throw a tabby in there. But yeah, it's really fun looking up textiles or plants or things. Like in this one, I looked up the cake and the textiles to inform my painting. And then yesterday I was sitting in a doctor's office and I went ahead and painted day 5 and 6, just their little study pieces. So this one is PA, Pennsylvania. The ruffled grouse is the Pennsylvania state bird. And so I did that one. And then we'll be going to Arizona and I did the Roadrunner because I love Roadrunners. We have Roadrunners here in Texas too, and I love them. So I'm painting my birds, making good progress. I want to get ahead on these because with the holidays coming, there's going to be days I can't paint. So my goal is to get ahead. Okay, bird share is over. You love the tabby? Thanks, Bethany. Oh, thanks, Rhonda Lane. I know, now I'm thinking I need to make a bird pack. of paper. I was thinking, yeah, when I painted this one, I was like, I need to make a pack of bird paper. And I liked the birthday party because it could be a birthday pack, like birthdays from around the world, and include different cakes and birds, and we could call it Bird Day. Okay, let me get some paper out for the Nutcracker. Let's see. It's really fun painting those birds. It is a whole lot of fun. Let's see. No. Trying to find some paper I want to use. So far, coming up empty-handed. I really should have done this before. But then I would have been even more late to our party here this morning. And I didn't want to be late. Late is not great. Let's see. Ooh, let's just use this one. Now, y'all know I don't have a lot of Christmas paper. Are you going to do Nebraska? The meadowlark? Well, let me write it down, Jason. I sure will, now that you ask. I got lots of paper. I'll add it. Let me see if Nebraska is on our list. I don't think it is. She picked regions where all her subscribers and to Substack are. We have San Antonio, Texas. Let's see. I need to go ahead and check off. Let's see. I don't think Nebraska's on here. But what's cool is she just picked the place and you pick the bird. But I'll add the meadowlark from Nebraska. I most certainly will. For Jason and Angie. I'll do that. All right. Oh, I can just stick it on here. That'll be a bonus. Bonus. Okay. All right. I just got this pretty pale by Prima because we can use this. And what's great is this is really neutral. It does have some foiling to it, like rose gold foiling. Ooh. But we'll use it. Ooh, this is pretty. We only need, okay. Here's the thing. We only need one sheet of 12 by 12 paper to make 6 of these cards with the measurements that I came up with. Oh, goodness. You know that's my favorite. It's amazing. Ooh, but I think this might be the one. I love Prima's paper. I think this is going to be the one. I know I love the flowers, but for whatever reason, I'm being drawn to this sheet. What's on the back? Ooh, okay. All right. So what we're going to do is cut this down. Where is my paper trimmer I want to use? Not here. Great. That's back from the amazing days when Prima still included 4 sheets of each design. I miss those days dearly. Yeah, me too. Salad, that was actually when I realized when that 4 sheets of a design would keep me from hoarding paper. 2 sheets is not enough. That's actually why I include 4 sheets in mine. Okay, so this paper is directional. And so I'm going to cut this going this direction. To 4.5. I had to think about it for a second. I'm actually going to cut a little shorter, only because I want a wider margin in my next piece. Okay, so 4.25. In the video that I did for Sheetload, I did 4.5. you can do whatever you want. This will be my scrap. It's a great scrap. So if you cut it 4.5, this is your scrap. And if you cut it 4.25, like we just did, this is your scrap. All right. Now I'm going to turn this, and this is important. I have to cut these at 4, or else you won't get enough. So now we have 3 pieces. These are so close, you got to make sure you keep them lined up. There we go. And then this one at 4. All of these. 4 and 4. All right. And now I'm going to stack them all over here so I make sure I have them all turned the right direction. All right. And now what I did was I just went, oh, cool, that'll work. With the other ones, the deer kind of helped me inform where I wanted to slice them because I didn't want to cut any deer. And then I put mine in different piles because I don't want them getting mixed up. So I put them around in different piles. And I'm just kind of randomly slicing it here, you guys. I'm not measuring. You could measure, but I'm not. Where's the fun in that? No, I'm just teasing. I do like to measure sometimes. Okay. What about this really soft blue for our mat? Yeah, I like it. To me, it just kind of screams winter. So let's do this for our mat. We're going to need 3 sheets of this color. Miss Judy, I also have 2 nieces that live in, oh, how cool. Are some of you realizing y'all are close to each other? Yes, it is. I'm almost done with that, you guys. I am so close. I'm about to send, as soon as I get it scanned in, hopefully that process goes really well, then it's off to the printer. The swans are done. All right. So I think I'm going to do this one at 6.5. So I'm going to do 6.5 here on the 8.5-inch side. So I'll get a 2-inch strip. Oh, one of my favorite scrap sizes. And then I'm going to turn, and I think I'm going to do 4.5 for this size, for this mat. All right. Bethany, are you in Illinois too? Let's see. So 6.5 on the 8.5-inch side. So my vertical measurement, whatever it is, 7, 6 3/4, 6.5 on the short side. And then I turn, and this way I can get 2 mats from every sheet of 8.5 by 11. I got an interesting comment the other day on my Sheetload about a card maker who used to make, let me get my measurements. Okay. She used to make 5 by 7, but now that she's gotten so much into die cutting, she's into making A2 cards. I thought that was a really interesting, that would be something that would pivot you because so many products cater, you know, most all products cater to A2. So I could see how that would change things. All right, and now I'm thinking, so these are kind of our colors so far. And there's no reason why we couldn't turn it like this, even though like these line up the way that this is sliced. It's okay if it didn't line up and you wanted to flip it. But I think I like it like this. So this is what we're working with. And then I'm thinking a pink, like a soft pink card base. So let's see. Then we get our card bases cut. Yes, sugar plum fairies and nutcrackers. I like it. Okay, so we're going to do pink card bases. So I need 6 of those. Okay. It's funny, painting all these birds, you guys, it makes me want to become a birder. I had a friend in college. His dad was a birder, and he was a doctor, and his hobby was birding, and he would travel all over to go birding. He'd go anywhere for some birds. Do y'all know any birders? I'm thinking I'm going to use this Sheetload for my craft roulette birthday cards for December. Oh, that's a great idea, Miss Paula, and good morning. You're hoping you're productive this morning. Yeah. This is a thinner paper. This, I think, is Michael's 65-pound weight. So I can just fold it right over and crease it. I can probably actually cut 2 of these at a time because it is the thinner paper. Can I do it? Can I make a Sheetload for 7? I think I can. We're going to get bogged down here once the stamping and painting begins, but I'm going to keep it simple. And I think we can do it. It's going to help if I'm cutting 2 card bases at once. Miss Paula, how many birthday cards do you have to make? Is Sala going? I gotta get going. Bye, Sala. We love you. Have an awesome day. So glad you could make it. I know we don't actually see your face, but it's so good to see you. I showed my face this morning. I thought, let me just face the camera real quick. Say good morning to people, even if my craft room's a mess. It's in upheaval is what it is, because I'm changing some things around. I'm going through things to get rid of stuff. It's just in total upheaval at the moment. I think it usually is. I act like that's different than the norm, but it's not. It is the norm. It's becoming the norm. Okay, for the most part, all of our cutting is done, you guys. We just need to start stamping. Let's see, I've got scraps. I want to try to use as many scraps as I can. Ooh, I think the mouse key could go on this. Look at all this, all these scraps of watercolor paper that I have. I bet we can get quite a bit out of these. So this is all my scraps, so I'll stamp on these. Now, this is a very textured watercolor paper. You may not be able to see it, but it's incredibly textured. So I'm going to have to use my stamp positioning tool if I plan on being successful at this next step. do plan on being successful at the next step. So I know I definitely want some Mouse King. All right, so we have 6 stamps. I'm sorry, we're making 6 cards. And we got lots of stamps. That's what I meant to say. I definitely want to use a Nutcracker today. I want to use the Mouse King. I want to use the fairy, the ballerina, and I think the little girl. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I kind of want to put the girl in front of the tree. And then we'll maybe do 2 Mouse Kings, or is the Mouse King 2 separate pieces, or is he 1? That'll decide. I think he's 1. I haven't used this one yet. Yeah, he's 1. Okay, I think we might do 2 Mouse Kings. Or can there only be 1? There's just going to be 1 Mouse King. We'll do 2 Nutcrackers. All right. There can only be 1 king in this sugar plum. Ooh, I think it's a little too big. Yeah. For this scrap. That scrap will not do. Let's see if this scrap will do for the king. Yes, this scrap will do. All right. Decisions now. Because this king, this Mouse King has this filled in section. I was thinking of using Simon Hurley inks. The thing is I was going to stamp most of these in brown. I don't know if I really want this to be brown, but we'll go ahead and go with it. I was thinking blue. I might paint over it with gouache if I have time. All right, let's get the brown out. I'm going to do Weeping Willow. Ouch. Just have to find it. Check engine. I had it out the other day. Did I leave it on my table? Maybe. Apparently, it's not in its drawer. Oh boy. I just subscribed to your channel. Awesome. To my channel or to Bethany or Salah's or Bethany's? Okay. I was thinking, I think you've been here for a while, Judy. Let's see. Well, good. Thank you, Salah, for sharing. Salah, make sure to share your channel too. Share everybody's channel. Anybody and everybody. Okay. But I thought you were gone. Okay, I found Weeping Willow. We're in business. All right, girl. You got 6 cards to make. No messing around. No more messing about. Oh, I love it. I love it, and I love how vintage it looks in this Weeping Willow from Simon. And I'm choosing Simon Hurley because his inks are my favorite to watercolor with. And so my Santa that I showed y'all at the beginning that I turned into like a card / journal, I stamped him in Weeping Willow and watercolored him. And I just love this card so much. And I think this is the way to go with the stamp sets this year. So that's why I'm doing this again, because I really liked that Santa. Okay, Mouse King, check. And I think 2 is enough. 2 impressions will be enough. All right, so we're done with the Mouse King. I've got a mess. Okay, let me put my card bases over here. And all right, let's get our next stamp out and put this one away. Let's see, I think the little girl will fit on this piece, maybe. She definitely will, but the tree will not. Let's see how big that tree is real quick. Ruler, Bueller. Just sent my dad off to work and his boss is retiring today. Wow. Okay, 9 inches, that's too big. So I think what we'll do is stamp it off. I think I wouldn't mind a partial tree if I had the top of the tree. I don't know if I'd want to not have the top with the gifts, but I feel like that's where she should probably go. All right, well, let's cut off the Mouse King. He's so dapper. Let's cut him down. And then we can fashion our next piece and see how we want this to go. This is what I do to myself. Sometimes when I'm running late on doing my Sheetload videos, I make the most complicated cards. And today, I know that I have limited time with y'all, and yet, what am I doing? Making it difficult. Okay, so. But here's the thing. I think we have to do the bottom of the tree, and here's why. Because of our girl. If we're going to put our girl in it, the proportions are going to be off. She needs to be shorter than the tree because she's just a little girl. She's not taller than the tree. She's still holding her Nutcracker doll. So I think we have to have the bottom of the tree with the presents. And then the imagination's going to go, wow, that must be a super tall tree. And it'll make it all make sense. All right. Put that down there for now. All right, let's take a look at this again. So yeah, that's what's going to make sense. We got to put the girl at the bottom of the tree. Okay, so that's all figured out. And now, masking. Masking 101. We have my stamps layered. This, we want the girl in front of the tree. It'd be kind of cute if she was peeking from behind the tree, like, trying to catch Santa. But a girl's going to be in front of the tree. That means in the masking world of stamping, you have to stamp her first. Okay? So let's put her where we want her. We want her about right here. Okay. And then, see, these masks are going to come in handy because I don't have to cut one. They already did it for me. So if you're wondering, why does that stamp company make their stamps so big? Well, they don't make them for card makers. Yet I have probably 10 of their stamp sets, and I absolutely love them. They make them for people who are making home decor, refinishing furniture. That's what they make them for. That's who they have in mind. Okay, but then we got a perfect mask. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, so let's do this thing. We're going to stamp her up first. And then we'll bring in our tree. OMG, Bethany, your dad's amazing for working at that age. because I think that's what keeps them young. Yeah, I just sent my dad off to work. He's 15 years younger than him. My dad turns 80 on the 19th. Oh, that's awesome. My mother-in-law, her birthday's on the 17th. We're going to have, ooh, she just stamped up beautifully. That's one thing I'll say about these. So these are silicone stamps, and I have the best experience stamping with these sometimes. You know, I think they make them in silicone so that they're flexible because people are stamping on furniture and stuff and different surfaces. And so they're flexible, and they do stamp really well. Really, really well. Oh no, I doubled her somehow. I think she'll be okay. I think she'll be all right. But I did double her a little bit. Okay. We're going to press on. I'm terrible at layering stamps, even in a stamp positioning tool. Okay, let's move on to the tree. So now, if your stamp set doesn't come with mask, which most don't, then you have to make your own. But in this case, I just lay this mask down. These are so great because they're reusable. They're made out of plastic. And now we're going to position our tree right here. And this will protect our little girl. And it should be fine that it picked it up because, well, I need to ink it though. I was going to say it should be fine that it picked it up. Because then I wouldn't put ink on it. But what would happen if I left that stuck over here and I put ink on here, then I would be putting ink on my girl. And that will not do. Oh, I don't need to ink the top of the stamp. I just need to ink the part that will be on our card. I wonder if I can get this one in one go. Now I could put it back down like this because I'm not re-inking yet. I'm just trying to work in a little more of that tree right there. Do a little CPR. That's about as close as I'm going to be able to get it. Okay, and now I can just wipe that off. I feel good with this. I like that she's more dominant, and then I can paint the green end, so I feel good about that. So we have another piece of ephemera. Oh my goodness. What is the latest with the home that got damaged? Well, the latest is that they put tarps on it and removed things, and now we all wait. They won't be back in Jamaica until April because they are traveling, world travelers, and they have all these other plans. Like right now, they're in the Amazon, and they'll be there until January. And then my father-in-law is setting sail and trying to make it to Antarctica because that's the only continent they haven't been to. But to make it to Antarctica is really difficult because you can buy a ticket, but there's no guarantee you'll be able to get there because of the waters. It has to be like the perfect conditions to be able to for the ships to even brave it. because the storms are so severe and the water is so treacherous. But he's also going to Easter Island, which me and my hubby are a little envious of. But yeah, so they won't be back and dealing with that until April. They have to get a whole new roof. They have to get all the house rewired, electricity completely redone in the whole house. They basically have the walls, because their walls are made in concrete, but everything else has to be redone. So they're going to tackle that later. That's the update. Oh, I have to move that over. Is that too much? No, that's good. That'll work. Let's move it down a little. Try to get the most out of my paper. There we go. Because I'm going to cut these out, so try to just get as many as I can. I know, Jason. I mean, but you know, it's a blessing because it's not their full-time home. There's a lot of people stuck in Jamaica living through it. So living through the same kind of scenario, but they don't have anywhere else to go. They don't have a way out of it. Luckily, my mother and father-in-law, you know, go back there because it's where my father-in-law's from, and the road that they built their house on is actually the road he was born on, Long Hill Road. And so it's, you know, it's very precious to them, but, and full of memories. They've had that house for 50 years. But still, we count our blessings, right? What a beautiful fairy. What I love about the fairy is, you know, you could use her all year long. There's nothing on her that says Christmas or Nutcracker. You know, she doesn't have holly on her, anything that indicates that she's a Christmas fairy. Okay, we need the ballerina and we need the Nutcracker. Right, Rhonda Lane? Some people have to stay busy. It doesn't matter their age. They just have to. My mom's a busybody. Don't try to slow her down. I mean, I do try to slow her down a little bit, but you got to let them do their thing. My mom, her mental health is, you know, something I've realized is directly linked to her busyness. Like, she needs to be busy. She's an extrovert. She has to have people in her life. She has to have things to do, and she needs to be busy, or she's not happy, period. Like, when we had, like, Snowmageddon here, she's like, well, out, you know, well, gotta get out. Gotta get out. She'll take the dogs for a drive or whatever. Oh my gosh. And this ballerina is like this fairy. There's nothing that indicates that this is from a Nutcracker. So you could use the ballerina all year long as well. Now, we'll tell you something. Like, I'm not trying to sell you these stamps. I don't have an affiliate link. I don't have any kind of anything. I don't have a dog in the fight to sell you these stamps. But what I'll tell you is, if you do really like them, that they don't re-release them. They release them one time, and when they're gone, they're gone. So if you like it, and you like it as much as I liked it, then you might want to hunt them down. Some of the places that I shop for my IOD are L&J Goods. L&J Goods has a brick and mortar store. Don't get me to lying, but I think it's somewhere on the East Coast. New York, New Jersey. Probably neither one of those are right. Hello, Michelle. How are you? So good to see you. I was thinking of you yesterday. What happens is I think about you when I'm at work. And then I'm like, gosh, I need to really reach out to Michelle. And I say, every time you pop in my head, I say a quick little prayer for you and your family. And then I have to go back to work. But that's why I am so delayed. Okay. Let's see if we can fit this second Nutcracker on here. Ooh, it's a tight squeeze, but I think we can do it. Yay. That means we were able to use all of my scraps except for the biggest one, and I am excited about that because that biggest one has the most potential to be other things because it's such a big scrap. All right. Yeah, isn't that amazing, Bethany? Okie dokie. I'll clean all this up later. Let's get going. I have a lot to do here. Got a lot of watercoloring to do. So these are our images for our cards. Look at this big awesome piece that I didn't even have to use. Yippee, back into scraps that goes. Okay, you know what? I don't think I'm going to do much to the Mouse King. I like him just like he is. I think I might put a little bit of a blue border around him, and I might add hints of gold. Maybe I'll paint in his, oh no, I don't have my watercolors here. Maybe I'll paint in his outfit, the crown, and the border. And I think I'll make the border gold. Okay, let's do this thing. I think I might have to paint with my Stellar inks because I don't have my watercolors in here. Now, the cool thing about me picking that neutral paper that I picked is that I could paint any color I want. Let's move those. Now, I do have to bear in mind that I have a pink card base, pink and blue. All right, I'll keep that in mind, maybe. All right, so this is purple. Get a little purple on my block. We don't need a ton. So this is called Crown Me. Could it be more appropriate? I don't think so. And it's a midnight snack. Also appropriate for the Mouse King, because you know the mice like to snack at night. Little prowlers. All right. I also don't have any water. We'll just use my Tim Holtz bottle. All right, here we go. We're going to put some blue in here. He's going to be so dapper in his little outfit. And now that weeping willow that I stamped in is also going to come into play here. It's going to factor in because these inks are water reactive. But I am excited about that. I like it because it won't be just a straight blue. It's going to have a little brown in it. I'll go ahead and paint over those details right there. And I'll work them back in if I want. This is the part of chat where Bitty Penny gets real lost because I'm busy painting. Okay, nice. Nice, nice. Let me bring y'all in a little closer. Boop, 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 boop. That's the sound that my camera makes when I zoom in. Hey, Maddie. Hi, Jackie. So good to see you, ladies. All right, and then we need purple. Hello, crown me. Okay, what's going on here? A lot of detail. A lot of detail is just going to get painted over. It's going to be okay. I'm just going to paint right over that. All right, and then let's work this crown me up in his crown. Okay, works for me. We'll put a little glue, no. We'll put a little gold there, and I'm going to work in a little bit of blue, I think, right here. All right, and then we'll just put in a little gold. I don't think I'm going to paint him in because I like him like that, but what I will do, and I may regret it, is I'm just going to kind of go over this outside part. I'm just using water right now and letting the ink do its thing. I just have a wet brush that I dipped in my water. See? And there we go. Now my mouse really stands out because I don't want to color him in. All right, now I just need a little bit of gold and I'll already be done painting this one because I want to keep it pretty simple. Have you noticed in the stores this year there's lots of Nutcracker themed decorations? Are there, Kathy? I've only been to Hobby Lobby and they do have a lot of Nutcracker. I haven't been anywhere else, like Home Goods or any of those places. I stay out of there. Okay, I'm not going to paint the scrolly part of this image because I'm not trying to torture myself. I'm trying to make 6 cards lightning fast. So that will not be done. I am thinking for this card, because I'm putting this gold in there, I have this really pretty gold glitter paper from Spellbinders. Might have to work that into the design. Then let's work this in. All right. And then we need to give him the gold scepter here. There we go. What do y'all think? Will that work? Will that do? This is what happens. You start fiddling with details and then suddenly you're painting the whole thing. All right. Welcome to Glue Crew, Kathy. Thank you so much for supporting my little channel. I really appreciate it. Okay, so that's that. Now, I might ink around it instead of cutting it out, instead of fussy cutting it out. It's stamped pretty evenly here. It looks like it might just need a little bitty trim right here, but I'm going to wait for this to dry first. Okay, so that one's done. Next, let's paint these girls. Okay, does anybody need blue or purple? Yes, the Nutcrackers. Okay, so the Nutcrackers are next because I want to use the ink that's on my block. I'm also going, these guys are going to have a lot of brown in them, like these boots. Just have a clean brush and painting this brown with the ink that I used and the wood block that they're standing on. So yeah, this weeping willow for the win here. Did you guys watch the blindfold challenge yesterday that T's been doing? It's an annual challenge that she's keeping up each year. And she had like a whole hop for it yesterday. I know Delise did it. I think Elizabeth did it. Well, of course, T did it. I'm not sure who else. I would have liked to participate, but I can't do things in the middle of the workday, or I really just can't do things during the week unless it's early like this. I can't do the evenings. They're just not for me as a crafter. I don't have any creative, I have nothing left in the evenings creatively. I just dedicate my evenings to my family. Let's do their faces brown too, like little wooden nutcrackers. There we go. And we'll do little brown hands too. Okay. Hustle, hustle. Grind, grind, grind. We are not going to have all these cards done. I'm looking at the time. It's, sorry, I guess I could have done this without you, but I don't really do that. I don't really prepare, as y'all know. Y'all are like, yeah, we know. But if I did, that would have been smart. Ooh, we're definitely going to have to put some gold on these guys too. Like if I already had these painted and cut out, we could have definitely made a sheet load and had it all done. But at this rate, it won't be done. What I'll do is I'll stop a little early on the painting and we will at least put a card together. How about that? I'm trying to think if I want to, I think I'm going to give them purple pants. We have a collection of Nutcrackers. Make it a two-parter. Yeah. We'd have to come back tomorrow or something because I could do that. I could do that if y'all could do that. Could save it and come back tomorrow. Okay, arms. Yes, yes, yes. Let's do blue right here too. I know that's a part in his jacket, and probably this shouldn't be blue, but we're going to paint it blue anyways. All right. Oh, let's paint his beard brown too. And his hair. That'll help us move through this a little quicker. All right, let's give these guys some purple pants. Thanks. I saw it was up but didn't watch. We'll try to catch the replay. Yeah. You saw some of it? Oh, Sean and Lala did it. Oh, thanks, Jim. Yeah. I did it the first year. It was the first year anyone did it, and it was really challenging and lots of fun. But we didn't like have like tips and things. I know last year there was a card maker there that was legally blind. So, you know, she didn't have to be blindfolded. And it was incredible watching her work and hearing like how she navigates being this hobby, being impaired in that way. Is impaired still a PC word? I don't know. Okay. I got lots of purple. Good morning, Kim. I'm making a sheet load, a Nutcracker themed sheet load this morning. How's Alaska? Is Alaska gonna calm down? I cannot even imagine, you guys. We just got cool here in Texas, like, you know, 30s and 40s. And the whimpering that goes on with these Texas folks in my house with this cold weather. I just can't imagine actually having to deal with snow and stuff. We tried that once here in Texas. We've been complaining about it ever since. I don't think we're built for it. My husband's realistic enough to know that, but I'm not. I had to set an alarm to remind me to go out and warm my car up in the mornings, so it's not frozen with ice and freezing cold when we go out and rush to get to the bus stop. Okay, what time is it? 6:38. Let's get some cards put together. I'm going to color in this hat real quick. Because this is ink, I'm pretty sure I could let this dry on my block and come back to it later and reactivate it with water. My dog has something to say. She wants everyone to know that it's a school day. Is it a school day, Faz? You trying to let me know that I'm need to wrap it up in here? All right. My accountability partner has 4 legs. Okay, that's going to work for now. Let me zoom y'all back out. All right. I think that's probably far enough. All right. So we did some painting. These are pretty good. I just need to add gold to them. Like I want to do gold embellishments. Like I'm going to do gold cap sleeves. And this part's going to be gold. I'll probably do a black belt. Let's start with brown. But yeah, I'm just going to put these to the side for now. I think I'll leave their vest here just plain, just like it is already. And I'm going to add gold here to the hat, to the cap sleeves, to this part. I might make his buttons gold, of course. And then I'll probably put gold laces in their boots, and that's it. Those will be done. Okay. Let's put some cards together. Okie dokie. So, I've got the card bases ready. I've got my mats ready. Hi, Linda Veal. Did you get your card? See, I wanted a wider border than I had in my first sheet load. My first sheet load, although this does look good now that I look at it, the mat was 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, and these were 4 1/2 by 4. Today we did 4 1/4 by 4, and then we did, this is 4 1/2 by 6 1/2, this mat. So slightly different. All right. Seven degrees, Bethany. Ugh. Gross. Okay, and then this dude, gonna go right here. So now he's dry. Let's trim him up. Oh, good. Oh, I'm so glad. I sent Linda the Winnie the Pooh card. I'm trying to see if I have a square edge. I'm so glad you got it. I was really nervous, Linda, because of the buttons on it. I wasn't sure if it was going to make it to you. I've been thinking it might make it back to me saying, you need more postage. So I've been nervous about yours. And I didn't want to say anything because I wanted you to be surprised. But I'm glad you got it. And I hope you do like it. Okay. Now, let's ink around the edges. Ooh, part of me wants to ink in the purple. No, that would be crazy. It would be fine, but it would be crazy with this background. We're going to have to do brown. Okay, ink around here, knock out all that white for the most part. All right. Let's see, that's better. That's much better. You can't tell too much. If I'd done the whiter version, you would have been able to see more. And I could trim around this still a little bit more. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh. With that Spellbinders die, the Pooh Bear die. We made the card with, did we make it with Debbie J? No. I don't know if I made it with someone or by myself at this point. I don't think I made it with anybody other than you. I mean, I made it with you guys. I think we made it live. Okay. That's better. All right, let's do this. We're about to have a card done. Ooh, now that I'm putting glue on this side, I'm like, maybe that was the better side. Paper. Oh, well. We're committed now, and I don't really like this one, so. There we go. Super cute. Really different for a Christmas card. I like it. All right. I like to use the acrylic block so I'm not just rubbing all over. We got one done. Let's get the inside done. Because this is a thinner cardstock. So now the front, it doesn't matter that it's a thinner cardstock, but see how the back bends? I like to put an insert in there. So recently, out of my other thin cardstocks, I cut myself a bunch of inserts to go in my 5x7 cards. That's not exactly even, but it'll be fine. And that just, you know, makes it all better. One done. Let's do another. Where is, I thought I painted in something else. Did I just paint in the Nutcrackers? Oh, all right. Well, let's do this part. We've got time. Let's do this. The icy side streets have been brutal. I bet, Kim. I don't know how to drive in snow or ice. I don't know how to walk in it. I'm completely unprepared. I would be slipping and sliding all over the place. I went ice skating once, and I fell so many times that this guy came out and he's like, look, I'm not confident you're not going to stop falling. Like, but I can at least tell you how to get up. Oh boy, me and my friends, we were in high school. We laughed so hard. It was hilarious. Yeah, your girl is not meant for the ice. That was the funniest thing. I think he said, I'm pretty confident you're going to keep falling. So let me teach you how to get back up. Oh, man. But it looks so beautiful. You know, I grew up watching the Olympics, obviously, in the 80s and 90s with all the great, I mean, they're still great, but all the great ice skaters. I just thought it was the most beautiful sport. My mom and I always watched those together. And it is, but I'm not meant to do it. My kids went to an ice skating birthday party, and I was like, I'll just be over here. I know where I don't belong. I'll just be over here by the birthday cake. Taking all the pictures, cheering everyone on. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the? Wait, what? What happened here? Hold on. These aren't 5x7s. Bitty penny. Okay, here's a 5x7. I'm guessing I didn't cut these down. I kept them at 12. I mean 11 inches. Yeah, that's what I did. Well, we'll just do it like this. Let's do one at a time. I'll put it in my paper trimmer. Isn't that amazing? You can just look at a card and go, no, that's not right. There we go. One look at those and I was like, that is not a 5x7. I know what a 5x7 looks like, and that was not it. Okay. Well, we'll get quite a bit done here. What do y'all think of that idea? Should I come back tomorrow and finish these cards with you guys? Should I maybe do a little painting on my own? I could finish up the Nutcrackers at least on my own. And then I would have the ballerina, the little girl in front of the tree, and the fairy to paint still. Tomorrow, please. Okay, Rhonda. Yes, come back tomorrow. Oh, okay. I didn't know. Okay, I'll come back tomorrow. We'll finish them tomorrow. Now, don't be upset with me if I do a little bit of painting, like finishing the Nutcracker, and I'm thinking the things that I want to be brown, like the girls' skin tones and stuff, I might go ahead and do today just because tomorrow they might not be as water reactive, but we'll do all the rest of the stuff together tomorrow. And hey, we'll have our card bases done, so that's really cool. We have one card done here. This is great because this gives you a very realistic idea of how long it takes to make a sheet load of cards. At least how long it takes me to make a sheet load of cards. Oh, I think I'm going to mix these two. Yeah, sure, why not? I had thought about embossing these backgrounds, matted layers, but we're just not doing that. And look, there's no rules. We can have this gap going this way if we want. It's okay. It's all right. My skiing, skating, and rollerblading is all in the past. I'll be 62 soon. Yeah. I've never been skiing. I have terrible knees, so I've never been skiing. When I was just 12, I had my first knee injury. And it's never been the same since. All right, we got all of our bases done. We got a lot done. We didn't get them completely done, and there's stuff all over this, but we got a lot done. I really like our neutral, pretty neutral backgrounds here. Got a little purple on that one. That's okay. It'll probably be hidden. It's not the end of the world. All right. Okie dokie. So yeah, I'll finish up these dudes on my own time. And then I'll also go ahead and color in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yay. We got our card bases done. We got one card done. I'm going to go ahead and paint in. Love you guys. Have a good day. Bye. Love you. I'm going to paint in the skin tone on these because they're all characters and I'm counting on it. So let's just go ahead and do that real quick. It's okay. Thanks, Jim. Hi, Vicky. Where's that pink paintbrush? There it is. All right. I'm just afraid. I think this ink will move tomorrow, but I'm not sure how much. And so I just want to go ahead and get this part done. Well, I know it'll move for me the way I want it to. That little cutie's done for today. Well, cool. We'll be back tomorrow. Whoopsie doopsie. And we'll be here Saturday. And then surely you'll be tired of me. I don't know what we're going to do on Saturday. I knew I wanted to do this today because I really wanted to do these for the video that came out on the 2nd, my Sheetload video, but I just didn't have time. And so I told myself, next opportunity, make that Sheetload with the Nutcracker. We're big Nutcracker fans around here. My kids go with their grandparents every year. They're really bummed they don't get to go this year because their grandparents are out of town. But yeah, they go with, look how pretty that is. I mean, all the hard work is done. I just rubbed water over it, but they added all the shadows and details. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous stamps. We have a Nutcracker collection. Oh, did I tell y'all about the missing Christmas decorations? Oh man, we have a box of Christmas decorations that are missing. And it has like our manger, like our nativity scenes, some of our nutcrackers in it. And Sparkle Heart is just beside herself. She's so upset about it. I'm confident they're somewhere. My husband said, oh God, I hope we didn't throw them away by accident or something. But then Sparkle Heart said, you wouldn't throw away a heavy box. You would at least look in it and go, oh wait, that's our Christmas decoration. So I think she's right about that. And I'm glad I painted these today because I can already tell this isn't moving as much. So I think if I waited to paint these tomorrow, I wouldn't get the same movement that I want. And that's my time. That's my time for today. She is gorgeous. Okay. They're great. All right. So tomorrow we will be back and we will finish painting these 3 and assembling our cards. I'm going to do these on my own time. Finish them up because we did most of the Nutcracker together. Here's how far we got today. We got 1 card done, the Mouse King. And then we've got 5 bases ready to go for tomorrow. So I'm confident tomorrow we can finish. Good morning. Hello, Pam. I don't know who will be on Saturday? Bitty Penny, I missed how you did the girl in front of the tree. Could you show me tomorrow, please? Yeah, Rhonda Lane. I use a mask, and I did it in this video. I did it in this video. I know you maybe not want to go back and watch the whole thing, but you can kind of skim it and see where I was stamping her out and did the masking technique. Oh, Miss Ellie. Hi, Ellie. All right, you guys, I have to run. Got to go make lunch and get kids off to school and go to work. All the adulting things, you know, but I love spending my mornings with you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. You guys are the absolute best. The best, the best, the best. Love you guys dearly. I hope y'all have a super great day. And I'll see you tomorrow morning, 5:30. All right, Kim, be careful out there. All of you guys, be careful out there. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.